On the Motilal Oswal numbers, but what we have at hand is just the key figure on the top line and the bottom line. Both have fallen quarter on quarter, and that has been the expectation considering how the markets have been and how volumes have been for the company. In fact, Anuj, I was looking at quarterly trends on the BSE side, only standalone numbers I mentioned, but even there, I mean, the struggle has been on for the last 2 or 3 quarters. I guess not a surprise given how the market is.
Not a surprise because last quarter was really bad. Cash market volumes had come down so much, and really the real money is in cash market where the volumes are so down, significantly down. Even some of the other businesses may not have done well in merchant banking. That's something that once we talk to the management, we'll get a better sense of. All right, so we have the management of Motilal Oswal now joining in. Sameer Kamath joins in, Group CFO at Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Sameer, afternoon. Just take us through the numbers first. Both year on year and quarter on quarter, we have seen a dip in profitability. Is that trend likely to continue, or you think this is really the bottoming out as far as the numbers is concerned?
Well, this quarter you saw actually cash volumes actually sink to almost a 19-quarter low. I mean, at about 11,000 crores, this is probably one of the lowest volumes that has been clocked in on the cash segment. And overall, I would say the broking volumes are down by about 3%. I would say this is the sentiment is very weak, and I think the December quarter numbers are a reflection of that, where across all segments you saw muted participation, especially on the retail side. So I think this is one of the weakest quarters we have had, and I think this will remain for some time before you start seeing volumes ramp up from here on.
But can you give us a breakup, Sameer, in terms of the different business segments? Where is the maximum sluggishness being witnessed right now? Does it continue to be broking? What about asset management? What about merchant banking? Have they done any better?
Sure. Coming to our own performance, our consolidated revenues for the quarter were about 111 crores, which is marginally down 3% on a sequential basis. And our PAT is actually flat at about 26 crores, which is a reflection of the way we have been able to bring in cost synergies. We have seen a slight margin expansion where our EBITDA is up to about 37% from 35% in the sequential quarter. And our PAT ratio is also at about 24%, which is slightly up compared to the sequential quarter adjusted profit of about 26 crores again. In terms of our business-wise performance, our broking revenues, which is about 65% of our revenues, again degrew in line with the market at about 12%. Investment banking also had a muted quarter, down about 10% on a sequential basis. I think this is a overall trend within the industry where there's a lot of activity happening, but in terms of deal closures and execution, things are taking time and they're getting delayed. Asset management business saw good traction. We've seen about 17 crores of revenue booked this quarter, which is significantly up compared to 10 crores in the sequential quarter. We've been doing the asset gathering, and we've seen a good amount of collection happen on a mutual fund where we launched our fourth fund, which is the Guild Fund, where we saw meaningful asset addition. We've also done the first closing of a domestic leg of our private equity fund. So I think in terms of asset gathering, we've seen good traction in this quarter with both the mutual fund business getting meaningful assets and likewise for the private equity business as well.
Well, the stock's now flared up 5.5% higher on Motilal Oswal Financial Services stock. Sameer, since you are being that candid about the business, now this year, of course, has started on a slightly better note as far as the equity markets are concerned, but we haven't really seen a pickup in cash market volumes. What's your sense going forward? Sure. Do you expect, with sentiment improving, maybe a pickup in cash market volumes, so maybe a better Q4? Is that something that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I think if you look at last few days of this month, you're seeing slight cash volume improvement. You're seeing about 14,000 crores. If you look at the last few days, started off very sluggish. I think one of the biggest triggers is to get clear visibility of earnings, to see at least the sentiment should kind of ease out. I think that is one of the first trigger points to have volumes return back to the cash segment. Clearly on back of muted sentiments, you've seen cash volumes shrink significantly, as low as 8% in the last quarter. So early trends are that cash volumes are rising, but I think it's too early to make a call whether cash volumes would rise directly here on. I think it's a little too early to say that.
All right, Sameer, thanks a lot for joining in. Wish you luck for Q4. That's Sameer Kamath from Motilal Oswal Financial Securities. Meanwhile, the stock has rallied big time, 10% higher on Motilal Oswal